It's slipping. You can feel it in the way reps are shuffled, in the way coaches' voices cut sharper across the field, in the way certain helmets stay tilted down just a little longer after a snap. The left tackle spot, Caleb Williams. Lifeline isn't secured, and every day it stays this way, the risk grows. We're not talking about a depth chart quirk. We're talking about the hinge between protecting our franchise, QB, and watching him run for his life in week 1. And right now, the battle has gone from competitive to chaotic, the kind of fight that leaves scars even on the winner. If you've bled Honolulu blue long enough to remember the nights Barry walked away, or Calvin left us staring at our TV screens in disbelief, you know that feel in the pit in your stomach when you realize one weak spot could unravel an entire season. That's why I'm saying this now. Rally that same stubborn Detroit pride, the kind that keeps you tailgating in sub-zero winds off the river, because we're standing at the edge of a decision that's going to define our offense. And here's where it flips. The name buzzing through camp right now isn't the rookie we thought would own this job, and it isn't the steady vet either. The guy taking first-team reps, the one suddenly in the conversation for Caleb's blind side, is Theo Benedict, a 23-year-old undrafted free agent out of British Columbia, who's built like a skyscraper at 6'7", 310 pounds, and somehow moves. Like he's trying out for the Red Wings. He was a Hard Knocks darling last summer before an injury shut him down. Now, he's healthy, and every snap looks like he's cashing in on lost time. One coach joked half serious that if Theo keeps stacking days like this, AZ Trapillo might start getting his mail forwarded to the right tackle room. And that's the shift that's sending ripples through the O-line. AZ came into camp with the inside track, even holding that left tackle spot for the first 10 days. Then the Dolphins' preseason tape hit some solid reps, but enough losses to make the staff wince, and suddenly he's repping second-team right tackle. Braxton Jones? Still in the mix, rotating with Theo. But the coaching shuffle says it all. They're looking for someone to grab this job by the throat. And in a Ben Johnson offense that thrives on balance pounding the rock, then ripping your heart out with play action, whoever lands here is going to be more than just Caleb's bodyguard. He's the anchor for the whole damn machine. And the ripple effect doesn't stop there. Slide Theo in at left tackle, and suddenly your swing guy competition at right tackle tightens AZ versus whoever gets pushed down from the starters. Keep Theo in rotation, and Braxton might hold, but you risk the musical chairs dragging into September. Meanwhile, the Bills are coming in for joint practice, and nothing exposes an O-line soft spots like a playoff-built front. We've seen this movie before. Remember the 2014 wild card when a single edge rusher made our offense look like it was running in sand? That's the nightmare this coaching staff is trying to dodge. Caleb's already building chemistry with Rome Oduns, DJ Moore, and the rest of the weapons firing quick darts in camp, getting the ball out faster than we've seen all summer. But if his blind side turns into a turnstile, all that timing dies before it ever hits Sunday. The locker room knows it. The vets on defense sweat, Grady Jarrett, are already chirping in walkthroughs, testing the line's confidence. That's how you know the stakes are real. And if Theo Benedict really is the answer, then this might be the kind of mid-camp twist that turns a solid season into something special. But here's where it tilts again if Theo stumbles under the lights. Sunday night, that window to lock the job could slam shut, sending us right back to square one. Do the Lions gamble on upside, hand the job to the kid, and ride the wave? Or do they pull the safety brake and stick with the known quantity, hoping stability outweighs ceiling? Because one way or another, the decision we make in these next 3 days is going to echo in every snap Caleb takes this year. And if you're feeling the knot in your gut right now, good. That's the same one I've got. Because this isn't just about a position battle. It's about whether the 2025 Lions are ready to protect what we've been building since the day Dan Campbell walked through those doors. So I'll leave it with this. Will Theo Benedict become the unexpected pillar in front of our franchise QB? Or the question mark will be chasing all the way into December? Bite down on that mouth guard, Detroit, Because this next stretch is where legacies either get built or burn, and we're standing shoulder to shoulder in the fire. The Bills are about to line up across from us in a joint practice that's going to hit harder than half the preseason schedule. And you can bet their front seven is licking its chops at the chance to test the line, still shuffling pieces like a poker dealer under pressure. Theo Benedict, the undrafted skyscraper who's suddenly taking first-team left tackle reps, is about to face a defense that eats hesitation for breakfast. And every rep will either cement his rise or send him tumbling back into the rotation. And here's where it cuts deeper. Caleb Williams has been in rhythm, firing quick strikes to DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. But that timing lives or dies on protection from a side now guarded by a kid who's never played a regular season snap. Braxton Jones is still rotating. AZ Trapillo's been bumped to second-team right tackle. And Koron Amagaji's buried with the thirds, which means this battle isn't just about one job. It's about who holds the keys to the swing role that becomes your emergency parachute when injuries hit in December. Think back to the heartbreak of the 2014 wild card, when one blindside breakdown turned a winnable game into a scar we still carry. That's the shadow hanging over this decision. And the locker room math is brutal. If Theo locks this down, AZ could become the odd man out on game days, and that kind of demotion changes how a young player responds in meetings, how they practice, even how they walk into the building. But here's the wrinkle. Ben Johnson's scheme isn't just about standing your ground. It's about selling the run so hard you can drop a deep shot over a safety's head before he even flips his hips. And that requires a left tackle who can move in space, seal the edge, and recover when a rusher wins early. Theo's athletic profile screams fit, but fit means nothing if he can't anchor against a bull rush, and tomorrow's going to give us that answer in real time. Now add the NFC North pressure cooker. The Packers' pass rush is built to collapse. Edges, the Vikings will throw stunts until your line starts talking to itself. And the Bears, the Bears just beefed up their front to make every divisional game a street fight. And here's where it tilts again. If Theo proves himself, the coaches could roll into week one with a rookie QB and a sophomore. WR1 protected by a former undrafted Canadian who wasn't even on the radar last August. A storybook twist we'd be telling for decades if it works, and a cautionary tale if it doesn't. The whispers say we could have a starter named by Monday, but whispers don't hold up against the sound of a quarterback hitting the turf. And every man in that offensive line room knows it. You can almost picture Dan Campbell staring across the practice field tomorrow, arms crossed, deciding if he's about to hand the blind side of his franchise to a kid who's been a camp flash, or if he's going to retreat to the safer hands of a known quantity, even if that ceiling is lower. And as we get closer to that choice, the tension's starting to hum like Ford Field in the fourth quarter of a one-score game. Because deep down we all know choose wrong here, and this season's ceiling drops before it ever starts to rise. My gut says Theo's earned the shot, but gut feelings don't stop edge rushers. And the next 72 hours are going to tell us whether this is a coronation or a reality check. So buckle in, Lions fans, by the time the lights go out Sunday night. We'll either have our new protector carved into the lineup or another question mark that keeps us pacing until September.